All right, talk about super simple. These just unplugged, and I literally just used a little butter knife just to pop it open. Don't gotta be too hard. Take a second. Don't scrape up your car. Then we got these bad boys. Yeah, a little surprise for my wife because this is her brand new LX, and well, it's not brand new, but brand new to us. And just plug it right in. You see it light up. You see that Lexus? Of course, I'll show you the nighttime view right now. SK Lifestyle.
Look at that bad boy. Yes. Gotta love it. Lexus, baby. Lexus.
Of course, this one will give me a little bit of trouble. I'll just use the knife to pop it. There we go. Look at that. We're in the LX, of course, and I just saw a video from a channel called Rob Demand. You can check him out. Hit subscribe. I've never watched his channel, but I just saw a quick video, so I'm going to support the YouTube community. But he was saying to kind of pop these out, like pull each corner and pull it down. I will say I'm a little bit nervous because it looks like this has never been touched before. It doesn't seem like it's too hard to kind of get it to, like, you could easily just slip this right in and not do any damage. And you could see it starts to pry down. And I don't really have too much fingernails right now, but it was just so tight, and I'm just like nervous. I'm gonna try as much as I can to just see if I could just get this bulb to come out. Got some rubber gloves, so we'll see how that works. Yeah. So if you use a rubber glove and kind of wrap it around it, it was loose, and then I was able to just pry the rest of my hand. I didn't even put the glove on. I just kind of put the rubber bits on either side and pulled. It's a little tough though. I mean, you want to be careful. You don't want to crush the bulb. So I get why he did that. But if you can, like me, you just really don't want to mess up a pristine thing. And really, I don't think you're going to mess up this too much unless you're just reckless. But I really felt like I could break these clips. I do have like vinyl stuff and like car changing, plastic tools. But yeah, so let me just go ahead and swap the bulb right now, see what the difference is. So like Rob Demand, seemed like a cool guy, and great channel. So yeah, again, check him out, subscribe. But he did say that, the polarity does matter, which I kind of remember that from my Highlander, which is right there. I don't know if you can see the pup, he's kind of sleeping in there. But I'm just gonna go ahead and turn on the lights so you can see that one, and you can see how, it looks bright from the camera, but it's dull. I think you all know that because you're watching this. So I'm just gonna kind of slowly put it in. Oh, yep, see, I got it. So that way I didn't throw it all the way in there. It's hard to get out, and then I gotta do it all over again. Bang. Well, that's just, I mean, look at that, and look at that. I even go up close. Blinded by the light. You already know, SK Lifestyle.
Be sure you subscribe to SK Lifestyle. Yeah, that's right. You just want to hit that subscribe button right there and that notification bell.
An SK Pro tip, yeah, you only get those SK Pro tips on SK Lifestyle. The side with the deeper, what do you call it, little kind of edges there that stick out, those go towards the back of the car, slips right in, and then you could just use your, butter knife to kind of push that in a little and get it to press in. Second pro tip, leave your tools on the floor. Yeah, might take an extra second to grab them, but you won't be ripping up your leather, I'll tell you that much. So this right here is a pain, and just like on the other video, the guy popped these out and pulled them down. Now I have these special like tools to kind of do some of this car work stuff with, and they're angled, so it does work well to get in there, and you can see it just slides right in and creates a gap. Obviously I popped, oops, sorry, YouTube fail. I popped those and unscrewed them, just a regular Phillips, or screwdriver I should say, or I think it was a 10 millimeter socket, either one. I use these little plastic things just to pop them down a little bit. But I will say, even though this side is loose, this side is still super tight, and it just makes me so nervous because you could tell it's never been opened before. And so it's just like, man, I do not want to crack this and have to deal with that. But I really want these lights changed, so let's see how it goes. All right, so there it is. I guess you can trust the process. Try to pry it open deep as much as you can right there. So let me back up a little. Rather than trying to do it from the corners, try to pull your force from right there, about an inch down on either side, because that's where they're plugged into. You can see a little plug popped out, but it's still good. I thought they would be, but still, you just don't know what else is here. But that's cool. And these are really cheap. So if you did crack one, then you can easily replace it for like cents. Literally, you can get like 100 of these for like $5. If I get the light on it, they're actually just right here, just a little to the left, and there you go. Swap out, swap in. Again, pro tip, put it in and turn the lights on before you put all this back together and find out they were in the wrong way. You see that? It's not turning on. Good thing I checked, right? All right, so the other life hack, if it's not working, take this out and flip it 180 degrees and then put it in. So the polarity of the actual, what do you call it, housing itself, or a little bracket, was the problem. So there you go. Night and day, night and day. And pro tip number, I don't even know what. If you have these lights on for even half a minute, they are going to get super hot. So it's not one of those things like, oh, I didn't have it on for 5 minutes. I kicked this on maybe 3 times just to test if these lights were coming on or not. And yeah, hot is not even the word. So thankfully I didn't burn myself, but almost. It's also a little tough when you're holding the camera with one hand, trying to do it with the other. But you see how easy that just slides in? So I'm just gonna try to see, I'm pretty sure there's one more clip right here. And look at that, popped right out. So still got both clips intact, and just kind of let it do it on its own. And then we got that right there. And if you didn't already see, you got to use the duct tape, wrap it around, pull it out. This has been on, it's gonna, even like 10-20 seconds, it's gonna heat up a lot. So let it cool off, even blow on it a second, especially if you're gonna put the tape on it. Not like you care about the bulb, but the tape will just slide right off if it's hot. So just cool it off real quick, wrap the tape around it and tug, it's gonna come right out. And in case if you're wondering what I'm using for my interiors, I just had some leftover. I actually used these in my old Highlander a long time ago. Found these in the glove box, so figured I'd run through these before I use all the extras I have from the Lexus batch. So yeah, just yeah, what it says right there. That's what I'm using. Amazon, you know, $8-10 bucks. It's really nothing crazy for, you know, 10-12 of them. And the test, good to go. And sometimes it could be just as hard to get it back in. So find the side, obviously this side has the longer, flatter pieces, so it needs to go in like that, of course, and obviously this flat side needs to be next to that flat side. So I'm gonna do that. And then you can even use your butter knife to prop it back in the same way you kind of pried it back out, you know? But instead of prying it out, you'll just push on those pins and get it to snap in place. SK pro tip, even for myself, I use the back side of this knife to push in right in front of both of those prongs, and that really did the trick. It used a lot more pressure than the tiny little tip. So there you go. FYI, for this light right here, it is different than the rest of these. So this one, I think the rest are all like 33 millimeters. This one is like a 27-28. I had to order it special on Amazon, separate. Some of the kits may come with them, but just beware. If yours doesn't have a very small 27-28, it won't fit. You can probably squeeze it in there, but there's a little metal bracket and it's just not worth it. Just spend the extra couple bucks and order the right one for that. Just to finish this off, this one is one of the easiest to do. Butter knife right there, pops right off, no problem. What you want to do is just unclip this, and then you can actually get to the light a lot easier. So here, let me unclip it right now. All right, so you can see here, this is, yeah, this is listed as a 28 mil. It'll also fit the 27. That's not a big difference. But I will say from 33 to 28, it is big because you're gonna have to pry this bar all the way back. And then I just worry it's so far back, it's gonna probably just keep slipping out. So let me just pop this out right now. Again, doing this all with one hand. All right, now let me grab the new bulb and we'll see if it works. All right, so let's see if this fits here. So remember, you're gonna you don't want to put this all back together and find out. So LEDs are on one side. Have them facing the plastic because that's where the light needs to be. This sounds silly enough, but you know, you might forget. And it just about sits in there, but it's tight. I think this one might even be just a little bit smaller. Doesn't want to catch. There we go. All right, so it is working. So got it in there, and you can see it's kind of tilted, but that's all right. This is a super bright light, so even if it's angled a little more towards the door than out in the middle, it is going to be much brighter overall than what you got. It's going to shed much more light. So just go ahead and drop those clips back in. That's simple. And then plug this baby back in. All right, let's see what it does. Got it clipped back in. Look at that. I mean, that is so much more light, even in the daytime. And it honestly doesn't even feel like it's angled back towards the door. It's just shedding everywhere. So great. And there you go. That's pretty much all the interior lights. The front, all the middles. Well, I only did one, but it's the same for all four there. And then this one. So there you go. Again, hit that like button.